Alright everybody, welcome back on into another Beyond All Reason match. This is going to be an 8 versus 8 played out on Hellas Basin. It's a northwest versus southeast map. It's very similar to Supreme Isthmus in the way that it plays out. The only difference is the seas are not identical. So you have these mexes and a geo on the northeast sea, and there is no land available on the southwestern sea, just underwater mixes. Let's take a look at who's going to be leading our teams here today. For the red team, we have Aluminum Pigeon coming in with a Cortex Commander at 36 skill, spawning in the frontline support position here. For the blue team, we have Jason Knows One with a Cortex Commander at 27 skill, coming in the sea lane position here. He's already got his Navy lab queued up. We'll have to see if we hit any fast aggression plays, or if we just get a standard front line placed around here from our frontline players here, which is a tech guy and no number in user for red, and Scienza and Worst Orphan for the blue team. Right now we've just got some incisors coming forward for pink and Rover for the teal player. Looks like red has a scout out really quickly. Let's see what did they see with that scout? Nothing thus far. Let's see, we have Cortex bots, Armada vehicles, Cortex vehicles. Scout coming through from the teal player. Would have been able to get that mechs, but ran past it. Running away from a constructor, I don't know. Constructor will take a long time to take him down. This Janice, though, will get him quite quickly. Gonna end up getting this mechs. That's nice. It is very nice. It's pawned from lime green goes down. This rover's still being frustrating here for the no number is us, or no number in user, sorry. Looks like red is trying to come across with his commander in a transport. Maybe looking to degun his opponent's base. We'll see. He is spotted by the enemy team, but they can't really do too much about it.
Battle paused. Battle started.
Alright, commander gets in, deguns down Green's lab, and is now just going to cause havoc as he gets into the lines. There's nothing here that can take care of him. We do get a fighter in, so he's going to be stuck down here. But he's going to get a lot of damage done before he is taken out. And there he goes. He self-destructs. Somehow, Scienza does not go down. What I would have thought would have been a commander trade, Scienza just barely hangs on. Lost all of their production, so this is going to be rough for the blue team to hold. See if that actually works out for the red team. There's not a lot of units set up here to take advantage of this. Out on the sea lane positions here, yellow versus blue.
Battle paused. Battle started.
Let's see. Well, we did have a person leave. That's okay. Units got taken. That's alright. Commander self-destructed here to try and tech up faster for Groundwalker. Blue has a very forward sea lab built up. So he's got two We'll see how this goes. Yellow, he's got his commander up here with a couple of assault frigates, but he does have the res subs. And repair/resurrection can be huge in these fights. On the north side for the sea, self-destruct mid has some frigates, and his opponent, Berkmu, just standing off. Although there is little Bert here coming into the water as well on the north side, so soon the blue side is going to be outnumbered in the sea. Lines are getting drawn across here in the center. Do have some artillery coming up, and that's going to push this back, but ever so slowly. And it's about time for T2 transitions from backline players to start making their way forward. Don't see any T2 transitions at all here for the red team. And that's a little concerning, because I know that the T2 transition is happening on the other side. We have the Groundwalker is working on their T2 mexes, and Necromancer has his T2 lab up here on the front. So the red team, while they had that immediate push here and got this lab, they haven't capitalized on it at all. It's not going to lead to good things if they can't keep up with the tech. And right now they do have an income advantage, which is nice. But as those T2 mexes come online, that is going to go away. The commander goes down to a fighter. Was trying to transport his way up to the island up here. The sea lane. It's hard to say who's going to win this one. Yellow seems to be building up a little bit more static defenses and a little less units, which generally does not fare well over time, as the units are always better than the static defenses. Right now, Jason knows here, has a couple of these destroyers, so he can just take ranged pot shots. We do have the T2 transition now for the red team out of Yosoi Kevin. Is it being distributed out on either team is the question. He's distributing it out. Well, blue has it. Makes such a huge difference. Uh-oh. Oh no. While the light blue player was out trying to deal with a run-by, his lab gets taken down. His commander's in a lot of trouble here. Gets a beautiful D-gun. Oh my gosh. Takes out 10 or so frigates, but unfortunately his lab is down. He has enough units that he might be able to make a push right now if he goes right now after those amazing D-guns. Let's see. Blue and yellow just still exchanging blows here. Yellow does have the resurrection subs though, so he can be a couple units down and will just gain efficiency by having the res subs repairing and resurrecting when required. Blue, what's the income difference here? Blue 30 metal a second, yellow 35. Well, it means that yellow should end up outproducing here as long as he has the build power to make it happen. Ooh, that is definitely going to put a wrinkle in that. Blue has T2 mexes on the way. So his income is going to catch up and then surpass Yellow's. I don't know if Yellow's purposely hiding how many frigates he has behind. Let's see, go back to land here. We have incisors, brutes, pounders, and a singular Wolverine pushing against just a bunch of grunts, some LLTs. These walls are actually going to make this a little difficult for these to go around. And there's Sheldon from the T2 transition that are actually taking this out. Putting in a lot of work. Looks like Bert Mew got his lab back up. Still has one heck of an uphill battle on the north side, as there's 2 players in the sea to go against. Yellow and blue fully engaged now here. Blue has definitely taken a decisive victory here. Has most of his ships left. Some of them are very injured, but they're still shooting just the same. Commander's definitely going to go down here. Just trying to get closer to take some of these out. Takes out about 4 frigates when he goes down. That may swing C all the way in blue's favor here. Sheldon of Necromancer doing a great job of re-establishing the front line for the blue team and starting to push back. We have no T2 on the front. There is T2 back here from Yuyoksen. He's not producing anything out of it yet. Still ecoing up. Just mass wind turbine. Starting with hounds. It's not going to be good for the red team if their eco player is starting production on T2 and the opposing team is instead going into APHIS economy, and then we'll start pumping out units. There might be a moment where the hounds start coming out and they're able to push back, but as soon as this T3 transition for Groundwalker comes out, it is going to obliterate them. Blue being very cautious as he comes forward here. Wonder if he's going to do a transition. Just has this forward lab, but no transition yet for blue. No number and user coming forward with their commander. Not going to get close enough to do any D-guns. These Sheldon are just pushing and pushing and pushing, gaining so much ground here on the front line. Bert Mew still holding in the northern sea, but I feel like his days are numbered. There's the fleet here and the fleet here, and if they collapse, he may not even survive this fleet. We'll see. So, looking like the northern sea is going to go to the red team and the southern sea is going to go to the blue team. And it's going to be on which side can actually utilize that advantage to push in and secure some backline damage. Right now, Eco's blue got about 100 metal. No, maybe less. It's hard to tell with the reclaim, but they definitely have a metal advantage and about a 30% energy advantage. And if they keep expressing that advantage to get more eco, like this, it is going to spiral out of control. It looks like yellow's about to lose their last footing here on the sea, as Blue comes in with a lot of frigates and some destroyers. And just like that, the Southern Sea belongs to the blue team. And for the opposition, the red team is now coming in and collapsing on Bertmu, who is just 2v1'd and doesn't really stand much of a chance here. Held out a lot longer than I would have. Doing a great job here, just getting an efficient trade. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to hold out forever. There's a lot of repair going on to that lab. If he is somehow able to survive this, man, his commander is so low. Oh, commander goes down, takes out the build power. Lab survives with no build power now. And there's some reinforcing attackers coming. Meanwhile, on the land bridge, we do have a Starlight here to provide a backbone. Needs to get a little farther back from the front, though. Dangerously close to its opposition. And a Tzar being microed by the red player. But the blue team has pushed effectively from here all the way up to here, securing 3 more metal extractors in the process, which means denying 3 from the opposite team. The North Sea has finally fallen from the blue team. The red team now owns the North Sea, and the blue team owns the South Sea. Torpedo bombers a little late to the party to try and save their friend here in the sea. Bertmu is not out of the game. He does have land constructors and is going to transition out to building on land. One thing I have seen and done in the past is get a Cortex commander and build a lot of ducks. Ducks are great at retaking the sea if you mass them up before going into the water. As many times once an opponent owns the sea, they don't build anything that can shoot under the water because they're focused on assaulting land. And now here comes this sea advantage expressing itself for the blue team. Coming in, dealing economic damage, and taking out a lot of Janices, a Starlight. This is going to really weaken the front lines for the red team. Gonna get the T1 lab for the frontliner, no number and user. Oh my gosh, this commander. Oof. Red has a lot of Tzars. Wow. Mass Tzar. It's powerful. They're very slow, but they get the job done. See what the opposition's going to throw at them. Right now they're setting up bulwarks, which this close to the sea, you may just end up with missile boats going. Well, looks like Necromancer already went with the ducks. So between the ducks and these torpedo bombers, these ships are going to take heavy losses. There is a couple destroyers which can hit the ducks, but they are not high enough. Well, it depends if the ducks are controlled to take out the destroyers first or not. They do not fire fast. And here comes the mass Tzar army with a couple banishers. Definitely got to micro these Sheldon backwards, yeah. Sheldon should be able to kite this. But it's going to take them a long time to destroy them. Sensa's going in for some D-guns. Oh, the Tzars see him. Take him down before he can get in there. A couple of the Tzars have gone down. It looks like Red's going to go back and regroup. What a war zone in the center here. The tick spam has started. It looks like Groundwalker is going into unit production here now that they have a very good APHIS-based economy. On the opposite side, Yoyoksen is starting their APHIS-based economy. We got the Salamanders coming from the blue player, which are a very great amphibious tank. Gonna have to get out of the water though. Those torpedo bombers are gonna wreck those. It's gonna have to build some flak ships to deal with those torpedo bombers. Or some seaplane fighters. Those will work too. We got platypi coming through. The Salamanders though are getting in and dealing more economic damage here to Red's frontline players. Converters go down. Energy storage goes down. Yeah, shurikens don't deal much to any of the amphibious units. Takes them a lot of hits. Here's the platypi coming through on the southern side. Looks like Groundwalker has built some pit bulls to welcome them ashore, depending which route they take. The ducks for Necromancer have pushed Self-Destruct MD back. So much activity on, it's hard to put it all on the screen here. Front line, not much happening except for unit spam. Platypi coming up on land. These pit bulls though, oh gosh, it's not what you want to run into with your platypus. They have very low damage, not a lot of health. They do move faster than ducks though, which is nice. Grunt spam is starting to make it through. That's never a good sign. If your unit spam is making it through, you're not doing well. Got some flax assisting now for Blue's sea power. Hound's trying to push this back. Not the trade you want to make though. Hounds versus destroyers. Blue team's eco is getting better and better here. Sheldon coming back forward. There is a pit bull up now for Tech Guy. He's trying to zigzag and keep his commander alive. Getting more and more past the frontline defenses here. Just tick and grunt spam making it in the back lines. Tech Guy's commander goes down. Sheldon coming forward. Gonna start taking out Tech Guy's base. Unless we have a T3 transition from one of these backline players, I feel like this is going to be the death throes of the red team here. We have bombers coming through now. Air wall looks like it's going to get them before they're able to drop any payload. Salamanders took out the production of the Clapton. Man, this is just it's getting messy up there for the red team. There is counter damage starting from the sea lane, but I don't feel like it's commensurate of what's happening to the red team. You can just look at the crumbling lines. Tzar's coming forward, and these will help a lot against the spam. They shoot slowly, but with the AoE, they actually take out multiple units with each firing. These ticks not quite getting anything as they go past. There's enough build power to just out-repair them. Over here we got some friendly fire doing damage. Janus might go down. Ah, it lives. When are we going to send anything a little more substance than spam is the question. I mean, we have T2 spam mixed in now with the sprinters. Don't see any. Tick's just chilling. Blue's Salamander's gonna get by here on the left, take out the energy converters for yellow. Now getting back into these wind farms. He's got aphises up and higher tech converters, but you still just don't want to lose your energy production that you have. 84 wind turbines is a lot of wind turbines. Got another attempt at a bombing run coming from Mimi. Does have fighters to lead the way this time. And Blue has a lot of fighters to aid if he decides to. Battleships, it's a lot of sprinters. I have never quite seen so much spam before unit production, but here we go. Thor's now gonna roll off the line for Groundwalker. When these Thors start heading up to cross this land bridge, we got Razorbacks. Yeah, there's nothing on the red side to deal with this. Sprinters are getting past. I'm going to take out build power. Need to focus on the build power. Trying to get this Aphis, but if you don't... it takes out some converters, but... Red is about the only one that's attempting to hold the line here for their team. Salamanders making their presence known again. They're going to deal with Thors and Tigers, though. Should be able to actually clean them up very efficiently and effectively. The problem is the flow of units is not stopping, and the income difference is getting larger. Yoyoksen back here is just turtling up with pulsars. Here comes the airwave. Fighters are pulled from Mimi, and here come the bombers. Going right for the Aphises. And Yoyoksen just disappears from contention. Follow-up. Gonna get a couple bombs. Doesn't quite get the converters to start chain reacting. That should be all she wrote for the red team. They're still sticking in it. I will say that the sea power on the northern side is something to be said. But the red team, go ahead, throws in the towel, calls GG. Blue team takes the win. If you guys enjoyed the cast, leave a like down below. If there's something I can do better or something that you want to see, leave me a comment in the comments section. Otherwise, Thank you. We'll see you again next time.